Good evening and welcome to our HE Open event. So tonight I will be discussing two different degrees that we offer at Barnet and Southgate College within the Education and Care department. So our first degree will be the foundation degree, which is Children and Young People, and then we offer a top up, which is the BA Honours Child and Youth Studies. So as you can see, my name's Briony Parker and I am the HE course lead. So that means I'm responsible for both of these degrees. So it's making sure that I actually liaise with the University of Derby. So not only will you be enrolled at Barnet and Southgate College, you will be a degree student at the University of Derby as well. Now, I've put my email address on there. Please, if you feel that you do want a one-to-one after having this session tonight, please do send me an email. I'm happy to respond to emails and book you in with a different time slot where we can discuss both courses at your own convenient time. Okay. So first of all, the foundation degree. So this is Children and Young People. It is a 2-year program. So when you do enroll onto the foundation degree, you have to fully commit to the 2 years. So it is a level 4 and a level 5. So we currently do it a 1 day a week. So because it's a work-based foundation degree, you have to also be in employment. So your sector needs to be with you working within with children or young people between 0 to 25 years. So your sector could be that you've come from a primary school, a secondary school, you could be an early years practitioner or a TA. As long as you are working within that age group, you would be suitable to come onto our foundation degree. So like I said, it is a work-based degree, and that's because you need to embed a lot of reflective practice. So I will be discussing how your work is assessed, and you'll see the importance of actually being in work. So you'll also be encouraged to make a difference within your sector. So just like in schools, they do show and tell, we also encourage show and tell. So our staff will come out and we will visit you in your work placement, and you will show us all the good things that you are doing. So we will teach you the theory, you will apply the theory back into practice, and we will come and have a look at what you're doing in your job role. So we currently offer 3 different pathways. So you can decide whether you want to do the TA route or the early years route or the SEND. So some of our students, they're from special schools, so they would like to do the SEND pathway. If you're in nursery, reception, again, they would do the early years route. And if you are supporting, whether that's primary or secondary school, we would actually say maybe you should do the ST&L route, which is the supporting, teaching and learning. So in order for you to come onto the program, you have to have a level 3 diploma. So please do look at your certificates, because the University of Derby will not let you enroll if you have a certificate. So you must make sure that it says a level 3 diploma. Now, like I said, your level 3 could be childcare related, it could be health and social care, or it could even be special educational needs. So as long as it's a level 3 diploma, then we can consider you on our foundation degree. Now, the University of Derby, they did want us to reinforce students come with GCSEs in English and maths. However, this year they have said that you can actually come and enroll if you have at least a level 2 functional skill, and that might be, like I said, level 2 in English and maths. Now, part of Barnet and Southgate College, we also do encourage students to actually continue their learning. It might be that you do the foundation degree, but you also work towards your GCSEs as well. Now, again, like I've already said, you need to be in work placement. Now, a few of our students are currently not in paid employed, they're actually volunteering. So we do accept students on our programs, even if they are volunteering and not in paid work. Ideally, like I said, we would like you in paid work, but volunteering is absolutely fine. Now, we make sure that students are at least 2 days in work placement. Like I said, it is a work-based degree. You are going to have to be out in the sector as well as working towards your foundation degree. So these are some of the modules being taught within year one. So we start off with a nice HE study skills. We know that most of our students are level 3. So when they come to us, it's then training the brain to actually think about, okay, I'm now a degree student, so I need to be working towards level 4. So we make sure that we look at different learning styles, thinking about the ways that you could study. We reinforce time management strategies. We teach referencing, and we also look around the importance of actually putting smart targets in place. And this module is started in September because we understand the importance of HE study skills, because you are changing your mindset. You are now working towards a foundation degree. Another module is the work-based reflective practice, and this is actually a module that I teach and I absolutely love it. So it is such an interesting module. We look at the importance of being a reflective practitioner. We look at the different models of reflective practice and theory behind reflection. At the moment, I've got some ex-students coming in and actually being guest speakers for this module and reinforcing how they reflect. And we look at something called a SWOT analysis. So we look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and we try and put in place an action plan. Another module is ethical practice, attitudes and values. So we look at different negative attitudes, stereotyping. We look at how personal, social and cultural factors can actually impact on development. Another module, children and young people communicating. So we just look at the way children actually learn to communicate, the strategies that we put in place and the interventions. And again, this was a really exciting module last year because our students were presenting the things that they use in their setting, and we were able to critically evaluate those and see, okay, is this a strategy for the whole group or is it a strategy for individual students? Some modules in year 2, so understanding behavior. So we look at different behavioral strategies and we think about, okay, the genetics, the environmental factors, so what's having an impact on maybe inappropriate behavior. Students look at different strategies within their workplace, and again they're thinking, okay, is it a strategy for the whole class? Is it a strategy that's maybe come from an educational healthcare plan? So it's really exciting to actually look at the theory and fully understand why children behave in certain ways. Engaging men into the workforce, a brand new module this year. So the University of Derby actually asked Barnet and Southgate College to put together the resources, and we are the first partnership college with the University of Derby to actually deliver this module. So the students are actually putting in their work today, and we got students' feedback and they really engaged with this module, and they said it was very beneficial to have this module and understand the importance of actually engaging men. And when we talk about engaging men, we don't just talk about fathers, but we talk about carers as being males, and thinking about how we can actually bring more men into the working sector as well, because as you know, education, especially the early years, is more females in that sector rather than males. So it's just thinking about how can we engage more men into the sector. And we also had a guest speaker from Mighty, which stands for Men in the Early Years. So they're actually an organisation, a network and campaign where they're actually celebrating men and seeing how we can actually bring more men into the sector. And the students felt that even having a guest speaker was very beneficial to their learning. Another module is research methods, and it's appreciating and understanding primary and secondary research, which goes quite nicely into the BA when you're looking at maybe a research project. So you're looking at the methods, you're looking at the ethics behind those as well. So you're kind of investigating different sources. Another lovely module is international perspectives. So you will be asked to look at what we're doing in the UK and compare what we're doing in the UK to another country. So you will have a look and compare and contrast. Maybe what do we have that's similar? Maybe something that you could actually reinforce in your setting and go, okay, this is what they're doing over there. How can we then embed it into the UK system? So in the past, some of our students, they have looked at China, they've looked at the Netherlands, they've looked at France, and they thought, okay, this is what they're doing. How can then we reinforce that over here? Or you might find that we're doing such a great job here and they should actually learn from us. So that is some of the modules you would be taught in year 2. So for assessment methods, you will be working towards component 1 and component 2. So I've already mentioned that there's a lot of theory and then it's you applying theory into practice. So it's a 1-day course. So you will be taught 1 module in the morning and 1 module in the afternoon. So you have to be available from 9:30 to 4:30. So we do 5 weeks of teaching and then we also have 1 week workshop. So the workshop is actually very student centered. So we say to you, okay, we've taught you for 5 weeks. What would you like to do for this workshop? And it might be that you want us to recap on a particular topic or subject, so we can do that. It might be that you feel that actually you might want to look at past papers, so we would have a look at past papers, and it might be that you just want some kind of suggestions as to moving forward with your assignment. So we have a workshop. Then we have 2 weeks for tutorial. So 2 weeks of tutorial means that you can show us your component 1 and we can give you feedback on that. And then we have another week where you were looking at your component 2. So you are very supportive by our accredited lecturers. So everybody at Barnet and Southgate College have to be accredited by the University of Derby. So that means the University of Derby, they actually come over to Barnet and Southgate College, they observe our teachers, they give us action points. We go over to Derby University as well, and we go into their resource day, so we are fully accredited to deliver the foundation degree and the BA. Now, you will be enrolled as a Barnet and Southgate College student, but you'll also be enrolled for the University of Derby. So that means you have resources from us, and you also have resources from the University of Derby. So we grade all our students with a grading band sheet. However, I'm not going to go through that tonight because it's quite long, and for your understanding, you have to be a student. So the most important information for you is to actually think about that. In the morning, you'll be working on 1 module, and then in the afternoon, you'll have another module. And each module comes with 2 components. So you'll have component 1 and component 2. So the BA honours is a top up. So you would need to provide evidence of a foundation degree. So the whole structure of the BA is exactly the same as the foundation degree. So you will be taught 1 day a week, okay, from the morning to the afternoon. So it's a long day. So you'll learn through different lecturers, seminars, work-based activities. So there's no exams. All of your work will be assessed through your assignments. So some of our assignments are creative presentations. So at the moment, our students are actually working towards actually PowerPoint presentations, and they will deliver those. Like I said, sometimes we do show and tell, and that's about you coming in and actually discussing a topic and looking at the theory behind that. So all your work is marked through essays. So it could be essays or it could be reports. So some of the modules being taught is leadership and management. So we actually explore different leadership styles and models. You will start gaining a practical, intellectual and leadership skills. So it's you now thinking about, do I want to be a deputy manager? Do I want to manage my own setting? Okay. Again, social policy, so you'll be looking at social policy in regards to laws, policies, principles. You'll look at race and gender rights, and how all of that actually informs practice. The professional practitioner, so we will actually start looking at you critically evaluating the development of the professional practitioner. And as you can see, our role within the educational sector is constantly changing. As you can see, even for the way that we teach is changing. So can you imagine like going into a classroom and now we're all remote, so it's thinking about, okay, has the professional practitioner changed? Do we have those skills? Do we have those characteristics? And then you're just looking at maybe the pressures and demands. Like I said, are we ready for this current change? Another module is SEND. So you're looking at the development of special educational needs or disabilities. You're looking at those key laws, those key policies, and you're evaluating different attitudes, and just thinking about how we're actually providing inclusive practice for everybody. So, like I said, the structure for the BA is exactly the same as the foundation degree. However, you will be studying an independent study module. So you would need to be available for your one-day course, and then we actually have an evening lesson, but it's only for 10 sessions. So some universities call it a dissertation. So at the University of Derby, they call it an independent study. So it's very similar to a research project. So you would need to think about something maybe in your sector, or maybe something within your setting or your work placement, something that you want to investigate and actually look at in detail. So for example, I had a student and they had an offset inspection, and the offset inspection had turned around and said that the setting was not meeting the maths area of learning, and that they felt children, especially boys, were behind with reading. And as you know through research, this has been going on for a very long time, where girls are ahead of boys reading. So my student decided to investigate more, and her research project was around boys reading. So she thought about how she could embed different methods. So she looked at questionnaires, she then observed the reading area, she interviewed the manager, interviewed the staff. So she collected all her evidence. And in the end, she ended up putting the reading area outside, and more boys were engaging with the reading area because it was outside. And she had mentioned in her research that outdoor learning is equally important as indoor learning. So I would say that think about, if you're thinking about the BA, think about what research projects you would like to do and make sure that it counts. Like I said, we want you to make a difference within your sector, within your work placement. So think about a project that would actually do something good within your community, within your setting. So the benefits of actually studying with us at Barnet and Southgate College. So we have a HE study room, which means all our students can independently come into a working environment. So we have the computers available, we have the study space available. At the moment, because of the whole COVID situation, we've actually reinforced study bubbles. So we're actually making sure that students are supporting each other, even if it's not face to face, it's actually done virtually. So yes, you are part of a group, and we're looking after your well-being, and just making sure that you're connected with your group, so you don't feel isolated. So at Barnet and Southgate College, we also offer something called progression coaches. This means that you can actually book an appointment with a progression coach, and they can actually have a look at your work. So they can look at maybe your introduction, your conclusion, they're looking at your referencing. So it just gives you that bit more of support that maybe your tutor cannot give you. So they would be there to actually guide you on your writing skills, your referencing skills. So it's just giving you that extra support. So that's given to all students. We have learner voice meetings. So we do take on board your feedback. So even the University of Derby, they also encourage student rep meetings. So we listen to feedback and we action it. So recently, our students, they had said to me, look, at the moment, I'm a working parent. I don't have after school clubs. I don't have breakfast clubs. Can you change your timing? So rather than starting at 9:30, we accommodated and we started at 9 o'clock, just so then we could finish earlier in the day. So yes, your feedback does matter, and we do action it. All lecturers have skills, knowledge and experience relating to the module they are teaching. So we make sure that our teachers not only have the skills and knowledge, but they also have the experience. So for example, if you're on the pathway for the supporting teaching and learning pathway, we actually have a tutor that actually was a primary school teacher. So her knowledge is fully there, so she can support you. She fully understands the different current issues that are going on within that sector. We have laptop loans. So if you are in a situation where maybe your laptop's broken, or maybe you feel that you're not in a position where you can financially go out and buy a laptop, we do offer laptop loans. I know at the moment we've given actually out 5 different laptops. So it's just making sure that there are no barriers to your learning and that you're able to have a laptop for the duration of your degree. You do not need to buy into any Microsoft package. So as a Barnet and Southgate College student, you are given the Microsoft Word, the PowerPoint, you're given the whole 365 package. I've put we're like a family because I do feel we are approachable, we are friendly, and we are flexible. So that actually just means that if you do have any worries, we are here to support you. So you're probably thinking, well, if I do the foundation degree or I do the BA, where will it take me? So on this slide, I've put different routes that our students have progressed to. So we do have students that have actually gone on to open their own nurseries. We've had students that's then been deputy managers. We've had students that are now working within an FE college, a lecturer, a teaching assistant. We actually also offer the PGCE, so students have progressed to the PGCE. I had a student that wasn't quite sure whether she wanted the education sector or whether she wanted to actually work in hospitals. So she's currently working on a children's ward, which gives her a bit of both. You might decide that actually you want to specialize in a certain sector, and it might be that you want to be a SENCO, or whether you want to be a family support worker or go down the counselling route. This route is what you can start thinking about where do you want it to take you, and there's lots and lots of different opportunities. Student finance, you're probably thinking I haven't even said how much it costs. So for the foundation degree, each year costs £5,999, so that's nearly £6,000. The BA also costs the same amount. Now we have a lady called Jennifer Sage, and she can support all students with the application and any questions you might have around student finance. So I've put her details there in case you want to speak to her about student finance. So any Q&A. So now it's your chance to actually ask me a question and I will answer it to the best of my ability. So I'm just going to read. So somebody's put, you do not have a diploma. Is there any access courses? Within the education and care department, we're not offering any access courses. So it might be that actually you might need to do a level 3 diploma with us, and maybe what we can do is we can do something called ILP. So whatever modules you do have or units you have within your level 3, we can actually take those into consideration, so you won't have to repeat any of the units. It just means that you can be working towards the diploma. When should you apply? So we will start inviting students around April, May time, because our courses don't officially start until September. So we would invite you in, you'd have a conversation with us, we would make sure that you fully understand the program. There is a written task that the University of Derby ask us to do with all students, and it's just making sure that actually you can put pen to paper, you are at least at a level 3, and then we just sign all the paperwork, and then you would apply for student finance. So somebody's put the level 4 at college, do we have to pay for it? Yes, so it's 5,999. A lot of our students do apply for student finance, and that's absolutely fine. And like I said, Jennifer can support you with actually doing your application for student finance. Like I said, if you want to, you have my email, so feel free to actually have, you can actually have one-to-one support from me. I can give you a call back and we can actually look over what your end goal is. Thank you and good night.